Hi, I'm Nate Savage and welcome to video 2 of the Rhythm Guitar Quick Start series. In this lesson, we're going to go over power chords. Power chords are some of the most essential guitar chords that you're going to need to have in your toolbox. So in this lesson, I'm going to teach you 3 basic shapes for your power chords, and we're just going to concentrate on getting those shapes down. Once you have them down, they can be used pretty much anywhere. Every style of music uses power chords at some point or another. Jazz, rock, reggae, country, you name it. A power chord is basically a 2-note chord with no major or minor quality to it. That's because power chords are made up of the root of the chord and the 5th of the chord. The 3rd of the chord, which usually gives the chord its major or minor quality, is left out. Don't worry too much about the theory about that right now. What we're going to do is just concentrate on getting these shapes down and getting familiar with them. Let's get started with this first power chord shape. Put your index finger on the 3rd fret of the low E string. And when you're playing power chords, the note you're playing with your index finger is always going to be the root note of the chord. And that root note is where we're going to get the specific name for that specific power chord. In this case, that note we're playing with our index finger is a G note. So this is going to be a G power chord. Now there's a simple little formula that you can use to finish this power chord shape no matter where you play it. And that's just go up 2 frets and over 1 string. And then put your 3rd finger down on that fret. So that'd be the 5th fret of the A string. And that's your entire shape for this first power chord shape. What you're going to do is just come pick or strum those 2 strings, just the 6th and the 5th string. And the cool thing about power chords is they're movable. You can move them all around the fretboard. Doesn't matter where you move them. Right now, what I want you to do is get familiar with the shape and just practice moving it around anywhere on the 6th string. Our next power chord shape is based off of this one that we just learned, but we're going to add an extra note to it. It's still going to be just a 2-note chord, but we're going to be doubling up the root note. I'll show you what I mean. Let's get our G power chord back on here. What we're going to do is add an octave, 1 higher octave of this G note right here on the 5th fret of the D string with your pinky. So we still have just a G and a D, but now we're doubling up with another G on top. So you'll notice that this 3-string version of this power chord is a little bit fatter sounding than the 2-string version. And that's just another flavor you can use for your power chord. So what I want you to do is just work on getting the shape down to where you can go right to it. Make sure your fingers are right behind the frets, and then work on moving it around the fretboard. The 3rd and final power chord shape that we're going to learn is the exact same shape as this last 3-string version that we learned. But instead of playing these 2 notes up here with 2 different fingers, what we're going to do is take our pinky off and kind of make a little bar with our 3rd finger right there to play both of those notes. And that may seem a little awkward for you at first to do that if you've never made a bar with your 3rd finger before. And it may take some time and effort to get the dexterity and strength necessary to do that, but play around with it. It's a little bit easier to just slap on there than it is to do the 3-finger version. And when I'm making this version of this chord, my finger collapses a little bit like that. It just helps to push those strings down to make that shape. So work on getting that shape down, and again, move it all around the fretboard. So work on getting all 3 of these shapes under your fingers. Different situations will call for different shapes that you want to use. This is really simple, but it's very important for you to get down right now. Thanks for watching this lesson. In the next lesson, I'm going to show you how to put these power chords to work by being able to move them around the fretboard to play any power chord you like. We're also going to go over the note names for the 6th and the 5th strings, so get ready for that. If you have any questions, just leave them here in the comments or email me, Nate@guitarsystem.com. See you in the next lesson.